What if I told you there's a $3 million restoration company out there that bills directly to the customer, doesn't deal with insurance, doesn't rate an Xactimate, and does not wait 30 to 60 days to get paid? For the last 20 to 30 years, the majority of the restoration industry has played the same freaking game. You show up and you sign a work auth with no material consideration. You do all this hard work to restore the property owner's home to pre-loss condition. You don't get paid anything up front. Then you go into Xactimate, tap, 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 and then you wait 60, 90, 120 days to get paid. And you're literally begging the insurance adjuster to make sure that you hit margins on the job. It's ridiculous. Now, back in the day, this kind of made sense because the margin part wasn't a problem. Insurance adjusters were incentivized based on claims volume. They were paid a percentage of the claim. And I literally heard stories of insurance adjusters and contractors meeting together at the bar and settling together the insurance claims on a paper napkin. But today, deductibles are skyrocketing, premiums are soaring, and insurance adjusters have become dumber, and they're scrutinizing the crap out of all of restorers' bills. We can't, and here's the reality, we literally can't be friends anymore. We can coexist and both serve the same customer, but we can't be friends. We can't be working together in a tight way. Winning in restoration today and building a valuable restoration company in the modern day is all about the game that you choose to play. You could play the insurance game, or you could choose to play the homeowner game. A couple weeks ago, I sat down with Shane from Rhino Restoration. They went from $0 to $1.4 million of revenue in year one, and they're on track to break $3 million of revenue in year two, and they chose to abandon the insurance company playbook and go into this very special route. And they did all of this by completely ignoring the traditional insurance claim playbook. Today, I'm gonna break down exactly how they, alongside dozens of other restorers, do it. I'm gonna show you exactly the pricing methodology that they use. I'm gonna teach you how they're able to get cash up front and get paid for their work on the spot. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the solar credit framework that they use when they're selling homeowners. If you want to build a restoration company where your success is solely determined by your actions and is completely in your control, this is the framework that you must use. Let's dive in. Now, the first thing that you need to deploy this is belief. Because if you don't believe you could do this, I could sit here till I'm blue in the face and explain to you these things. You won't take them and you won't implement them, and you won't be able to be like Shane and the dozens of others that are literally getting paid day zero. And getting paid day zero will help grow your business. Because imagine how much, you could do the quick math right now, and imagine how much money you have sitting right now in an imaginary bank account called accounts receivable that's not in your pocket. It's in the homeowner's pocket and the insurance company's pocket. And imagine if you took all that cash and it appeared in your bank account today. Your business would be completely different. But the reality is, you can't get that imaginary cash in your bank account if you don't believe it. Now, here's the deal. The most important asset to every single American in the United States is not their car. It's not their watches. It's not their toys. It's their house, their home. It's the appreciating asset that every single American homeowner has as the majority of their portfolio. And whether the insurance company treats them well or whether the insurance company screws them over, they must repair their asset. And they have purchasing power to do so via home equity lines of credit, via financing, and so on and so forth. And the reason I know that is if something uninsurable catastrophic happens, like a $30,000 HVAC failure, they figure something out. And our brothers in the trades, the plumbers and the HVAC people, they're going out there, they're selling $30,000 jobs, getting paid cash up front, and they're not doing what we as restorers, or the majority of restorers, choose to do, which is like, hey, let's go bill some other entity and wait to get paid. And here's an interesting market shift that's happening right now. 71% of US homeowners have said that their premiums have skyrocketed quite a bit. And in a lot of states like Florida, affordability of insurance is actually quite hard. And a lot of homeowners are opting in for higher deductibles, and they're opting in to use insurance as a fail-safe for only if something catastrophic or major happens. Think about what this means. If you do a $7,000 mitigation job and the homeowner has a $2,500 deductible, they're already paying for a good chunk of the job out of pocket. If they file a claim, they might only get $4,500 from the insurance company, but their premiums are sure to skyrocket. So the average homeowner is kind of thinking whether I should file a claim or not. Smart homeowners are realizing that for smaller jobs, it's way smarter to pay the contractor up front and get the work done right away versus wait for insurance. And also smart homeowners are realizing that insurance companies are there to screw them over. And the insurance industry has lost their famous rap of, oh man, like a good neighbor, or blankety blank is always on your side. And here's the last piece of evidence to know. You were not there as a contractor when the homeowner decided to sign the policy with XYZ insurance carrier. And how XYZ insurance carrier treats their customer, your mutual customer, has nothing to do with what you're entitled to get and receive for the hard work that you earn. And you need to believe that. And it sounds something like this. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, it's going to take $10,000 to do the job. I'm going to do the best work possible for you. I'm going to dry out your property. I'm going to do all these things. Some or all of it may be covered by your insurance company and may be reimbursed by your insurance company. That's not my job, my responsibility. I wasn't there when you signed on with the insurance company and decided to buy that policy. If they play nice, they play nice. If they don't play nice, I've got financing options. I've got the ability to accept credit cards. I have the ability to do all this additional work for you, and I'm going to treat you right, customer. And all you have to do at this point in this video is just believe that you as a restoration contractor deserve to do that. And if you don't believe me, go talk with other restoration contractors, watch the podcast in the link below where you could see it's feasible. This game of work authorization signed, Xactimate estimate, badgering the insurance company is not the way to do restoration, and it's not the only way to do restoration. So how do you actually play the homeowners game? It all starts with your identity. And when I was sitting on that podcast with Shane from Rhino Restoration, he said something that really spoke to me. I was like, yeah, man, you guys fucking got it. And he's like, look, Alex, we're not a damage restoration company. We love doing the work. We love the minutia and such, but we're a sales and marketing engine that just so happens to do damage restoration. And a big reason why we're able to do retail restoration and charge our homeowners up front and have them collect from the insurance company later is because of the trust that we've established with our referral partners, the brand that we've built within the market, and the way we sell to our homeowners. They find it advantageous. The key to play this game is to go directly to the consumer, meaning go and build relationships with plumbers, because when a plumbing lead comes in that could turn into a restoration lead, you're going to be the first that they're going to call. Do online marketing so that way the consumers call you first. Now, the second thing that you need to do is to change your sales process. Instead of going in with the sales process with a work authorization with no material consideration and saying, hey, I'm going to build the insurance company, start with an actual price, and then with the price it becomes a contract with specific payment terms. Now let's actually double click into that, and we're going to get into the most controversial part of all of this, and that is pricing and getting paid. If you want to break free from insurance dependence, you have to change the way you price and the way you bill. Again, the traditional model of a work authorization, go do the work, then write a 40-page Xactimate after you've done the work with no cash up front, then fight the adjuster for the payment, then wait 90 to 120 days for the check to come in, needs to literally be thrown in the trash. At Rhino Restoration, they talked about something they called the payment waterfall. And the first step to the payment waterfall is literally writing an estimate for the work that needs to be done and presenting it in one lump sum to the customer. Hey, customer, we will extract the water from your basement, remove affected building material, manipulate contents, install drying equipment, dry your property to the drying standard, apply antimicrobial, and the total cost here will be $10,500. Step number 2 is establish the payment terms. In order for us to do the work, we require 50% down, 50% upon completion. How would you like to pay for this? Step number 3 is they wait for an objection. 9 times out of 10, the customer might say, okay, great, let's do it. 1 to 2 to 3 times out of 10, they might say, I can't afford this. And that's where you go in and you offer financing and you say, okay, well, I can finance the $10,500 for you on 18 months interest-free via my partner WiseStack or GreenSky. If the customer says, nah, I still can't do it, or if they don't qualify, then you can go back and say, okay, well, do you have a credit card that you could pay the 50% or 30%? Can we do the rest later? And at the end, if the customer can't do any of that, then you have 2 options. In my opinion, you can go back to saying, okay, fine, we'll wait for insurance to pay you, and you got 30 to 60 days to pay. Or option 2, do what Rhino does and just not accept that specific customer. Because as they say, if they can't afford to pay you, are they really going to be the right customer for you specifically? And that's how you position yourself to being a premium restoration contractor, which is super awesome. Because of this model, companies like Rhino Restoration are able to have cash in the bank at all times. And they're not waiting on that $10,000 Allstate check to make the decision on whether they buy more air movers, buy the next truck, or make payroll. They literally have their hard-earned revenue and their hard-earned profits in their bank accounts at all times because they get paid in less than 30 days. Now, what happens if a homeowner really wants to use their insurance? Absolutely, and is just pushing hard on insurance. This is where using a paradigm or an anecdote of something that already exists in the market is absolutely genius. And I call this the solar credit framework. Whenever you buy an electric vehicle or you buy solar panels on your house, you're always presented with a price up front. The solar panels cost $50,000 to install, and the Tesla costs $30,000 to go and purchase. But they mentioned there that you have the opportunity to get up to X amount of credits from the government based on this legitimate government program. So then you have the ability to actually save money on that specific project. When the solar company sells you solar panels, they don't say the government pays for your solar panels. They say you're buying these solar panels for X amount and we'll give you all the paperwork needed, and the government does have this program that will reimburse you up to 30% of X if you qualify. We'll be there and we'll give you the paperwork, we'll talk to the government, we'll answer any questions, and we'll support you on your journey to get reimbursed for this. Retail restoration companies will treat their customers the same exact way. They tell the customer, look, we're going to dry your house for $8,000. There is an incentive out there. It's called your insurance policy. You've already been paying $2,000 a year to have this incentive, so you're more than welcome to use it. And your insurance company may reimburse all, or there might be some exclusion under your policy that won't cover any of it. We will document everything. We will provide all the documentation necessary for you to get reimbursed, and we'll hand you all of that. We'll chat with the adjuster and explain to them why we did what we did, but it's up to you and the insurance company to square that up, because the contract is between you and your insurance company. And that is radical transparency. That is the way we should operate. And in fact, if you read insurance policies, that is the way that they are written. If you read an insurance policy, it'll literally say, we will reimburse you for the costs you incur if this type of peril occurs to your property. An exactimate estimate from a work auth with no material consideration is not a cost incurred to the homeowner. Therefore, the insurance company has leverage to say, well, I don't think your estimate is right. Whereas an invoice that is paid in full, cash, becomes undisputed that that homeowner actually incurred that cost. And then the reimbursement process is 10 times easier. Now, to pull this off, you need two things: integrity and systems. You cannot pivot your restoration business to a direct-to-consumer model if you're slimy. You have to do exactly what you say you're going to do. You have to show up when you say you're going to show up. Your reputation is literally your entire business. And you also need systems to support a sales-driven culture. And this is exactly why we built Albi. Albi is the leading growth engine for forward-thinking restoration contractors who want to grow and scale their business. And we're investing heavily into this thesis of retail restoration and trying to find creative ways to help empower restorers that want to go retails with tools like payment processing, signing a job up in the field, as well as financing solutions. Albi's goal is to not just help you manage jobs. Albi's goal is to help you get paid faster and propel the entire industry forward by thinking about what game you guys choose to play. Look, guys, the restoration industry is changing, and it's changing fast. And the contractors that are going to win in the future are not those who master how to fight with insurance adjusters. The contractors who will win in the future are restorers who understand how to acquire, retain, and serve the best customers. You can build a massive restoration empire without ever writing a single email begging an insurance adjuster for payment. Don't believe me? Go ask Rhino Restoration. Watch that podcast, and I'm telling you, I know dozens of others that are doing the same exact thing. If you want to learn exactly how to implement this model, we actually teach a lot of these teachings in our Evolve Restoration Mastermind. So just find me on socials or comment Mastermind below, and I'll get you more information on the Mastermind program itself. And lastly, if you want the full interview with Shane from Rhino, it's in the link below. Go watch, and I'll see you on that side. So I hope this video just changed your perspective a little bit on the industry. Stop playing their game. Start being intentional, very intentional, on the game that you choose to play.